Very curious to get your thoughts on this one, Meat. We got Peter Yan taking on Sugar Yan O'Malley, and this one should be pretty fun. I mean, most people months ago would have argued like Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan. This seems like way too much too soon. Yet I've been seeing the conversation kind of evolve over these last few months with a lot of people starting to believe the hype that Sean O'Malley is pumping out there with full force. I mean, he's essentially telling everyone that it's going to be easy work over Peter Yan and has a lot of people starting to wonder if maybe he does in this contest over Peter Yan. But what are your thoughts, Mean? I mean, Peter Yan, we know he's your boy. This is a guy who, unless your name is Aljamain Sterling, he beats everyone in the UFC, right? There hasn't even been many fights that have been competitive beyond those Sterling contests. I mean, he made light work over Jose Aldo, which isn't something that a lot of people do against Jose. And then the fight against Corey Sandhagen when he won the UFC interim bantamweight championship, that was a fight of the night contest and one where Corey definitely had his moments, but it was still a clear dominant victory for Peter Yan. So what are your thoughts on this one? Do you think Sugar Sean is going to really take that next step, insert himself into future Conor McGregor-like star conversations, or is this way too much too soon? Jan makes light work, and the UFC regrets ever putting Sean in this position. Who are you taking?
Yeah, anything is possible, and honestly, the pink poodle could absolutely get smashed, which I think everyone kind of can agree with. Like Peter Yan, like you know me, I'm the Peter Yan man, and he shows no mercy. Most likely, he dominates on the feet, on the ground. It will be interesting though, to see if Peter Yan tries to do any grappling or takedowns in ground and pound, because I would imagine that he's going to have the cardio endurance and toughness to put that pressure on. Like I think that's like a clear path to victory for him. But also at the same time, he's almost a lunatic, So I think he's gonna try to stand and bang. And man, is he one of the fastest guys in like the UFC? But like I don't know. It's very interesting. This will be a big showing on to see like how good Sugar Sean is, how fast Sugar Sean is. Because if he's faster than Peter Yan and he has the upper hand on the feet, I mean that like you just give some grappling a couple years for Sugar, and Sugar is going to be champion the next 10 years. Like that's how I see it. Like so, it's going to be interesting to see if maybe he gets the better hand of Peter, than Peter goes to grappling or something. Um, but yeah, pretty torn on this one because I'm such a big fan of Peter Yan. But at plus 255 Sugar, that's just juice that I cannot pass. So I gotta ride with the Sugar Show. Pink Poodle, he's getting it done. I think KO, maybe decision. I think he's just gonna be too quick. His footsies is insane. The reach, the length. If Peter Yan goes for the grapple, then he will have this in the bag. But if he stays and lets Sugar Sean do his game and stays at distance, then Sean can keep running away basically and just tagging him up on his back. I think Peter Yan is going to just get outclassed and look stupid, quote unquote, what Sugar Sean said in some interviews. I'm kind of there. Am I a Timmy, or is this a lock?
You're 100% a Timmy, and this is going to be one of those videos where we reflect on it, and we'll talk 6 months in the future when obviously Peter Yan completely outclassed Sugar Sean, and I'm going to have to remind you that you picked Sugar Sean O'Malley over your boy Peter Yan. I mean, it's almost like me picking against Bilal Muhammad. Truly never thought I would see the day where you would pick against your boy Peter Yan, but I understand. I mean, Sugar Sean, he says he's going to have the speed advantage. He will have a 5-inch reach advantage, a 4-inch height advantage. So if he does have the stand-up advantage, then there's definitely a pathway for him to win this fight against Peter Yan. I just kind of think that Jan's going to be able to close the distance, get inside, and I think Jan will have the speed advantage, which will be something different because O'Malley's always faster than his opponents, right? And you also mentioned the grappling. Can we just for once finally see what Sugar Sean's grappling game looks like? I mean, supposedly this guy is a pretty decent level BJJ player. He trains with Augusto Mendez Tanquinho, who is an 80cc champ. So we know that he's been building this BJJ and groundwork pedigree over these last couple of years. We just haven't seen it at all. So do you think that Jan, if he doesn't want to play with fire on the feet, so to speak, Do you think he will take him down? And if so, do you expect O'Malley to have more success down there than some might anticipate? Or just really analyze for me how you think the grappling plays out in this fight.
I think Yan would do a Dagestanian wrestling smother ground and pound. I don't think Yan would go for any subs or anything like that. I think he would just smother him, tire him out, and just beat him up slowly. But like you said, we don't know how good Sugar is, and yeah, he's with Tenquinho, which I mean, he's kind of the GOAT, like, and that's his head coach, and like he's everywhere, wherever Sugar goes, that guy goes with him. So when you have that guy in your corner, it's hard not to somewhat respect Sugar's ground game, even though no one's seen it. Like, it's like, I mean, either Sean's getting screwed and paying this guy a lot of money to walk with him to look cool, or Sean's really getting the work in and he might be a sick grappler. We just don't know. So everyone kind of assumes that he's a pink poodle, probably has no ground game, but maybe he'll surprise us. That'd be pretty cool to see, to be honest. But yeah, I think this will be stand up though. Sadly, I would love to see ground game, but I think it's gonna be stand up. The biggest thing is I think Petr Yan also is underestimating Sugar Sean. I think he thinks he's a pink poodle. I think he's a walk in the park. And Sugar Sean, he's on the believe, achieve, conceive vibe right now. And he believes that he's undefeated. He believes that he's the GOAT. He believes that he's the next Conor McGregor. And sometimes that delusion can become a reality. I mean, we've seen it come with Jake Paul, where he beat Tyron Woodley. What? If you really think about it, that's crazy. And when you see these people that have such crazy trainers and they're training nonstop that we don't see, maybe they do achieve those great Luke Rockhold quote, level of martial arts. So it'll be very interesting to see. Main reason for me, it's plus 255. What was the last time we saw Sugar odds? Minus 2,000? Like, come on. I mean, when you see it like that, you gotta ride it because this is a fight in the end and anything can happen. So I'm definitely throwing a dink, not hammering it, because this is not a lock nonetheless. This is just a pure YOLO dinker. Might as well take advantage of these odds because we'll never see him again.
Yeah, great points all around, and plus 255 might be deserving of a YOLO dinker when compared with the, regular odds that you get from Sugar Sean O'Malley. However, with those regular odds, you're also getting very regular opponents, and I don't think there's anything regular about Petr Yan in this one. You do make some great points, though. I mean, like, the self-belief is off the charts. It's no surprise that you were somehow able to tie in Jake Paul into a Sugar Sean video for sure. And one point that you did make that I think could be true is this idea of him underestimating him. And I don't know if he is underestimating him, and I can definitely see how you're getting that vibe, then he definitely might lose this fight. But I think that Yan, at this point of the process, will be respecting Sugar Sean, and I like him to just have an advantage wherever this fight goes. I do think that it's going to play out primarily on the feet, and I think that when Sugar Sean gets tagged, I don't want to say he has a tendency to quit, but I think when the going gets tough, I don't know what Sugar Sean is made out of, and I think Petr Yan's going to drown him into deep waters in this one. So I'm going Yan. I like him by a finish. 78% of Tapology is rolling with him as well. Majority Brown. 22% is rolling with Sugar Sean. So any last thoughts on this one? I got to roll with Tapology in Vegas.
No, this is a great fight, great matchup. Throw in the comments you got No Mercy or Sugar.